What is up, everybody? How are you doing today? My name is J Cal, and this is something different. Streaming on Twitch, we're streaming on TikTok, streaming on YouTube. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. This is all content-driven content. Viewer-driven content. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about pro wrestling? I'm a pretty good talking about pro wrestling. There are 11 of you watching. What's going on? What is up? Talk to your boy Jay. Did you watch Royal Rumble on Saturday and Raw last night? I did watch most of the Rumble and most of Raw last night. What did you think of it? I want to hear from you. So what I saw last night on Raw, I got to see the women's title match, which I thought was fantastic. I got to see clips of El Grande being distracted by El Grande Original, the OG. I got to see the promo between Colt and CM Punk. It's pretty good. As far as the Royal Rumble goes, I saw the end of the Women's Rumble, and I saw the most of the Men's Rumble. What'd you think of it, Sean? Did you like it? And tienen? ¿Y tienen? No sé. No sabes. No entiendo, Regina. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Rob Breaker did get mad. I did see that, and they ushered him out. I did see that. And I saw LA Knight come in and make the save for Penta with Braun. I did see that. Is the music too much, guys? Should I kill the music? Shelter in me. Regina, I'm not sure what you're saying. Shelter in me? Lo siento, no entiendo. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So, like, if you look on your phone, it's different than if you look on the chat on the computer. You, me. Okay, I see it now. The emojis. I get it now. It's Schrodinger's cat. You don't know if the cat is alive in the box until you open the box. That's so dark. Sorry, Regina. I apologize. Is the music too much? If you guys think it's lame, say it's lame. Type lame in the chat. Help me, help you, help me, help you. Or something like that. It's AI generated music, so I feel weird about playing it, right? But at the same time, it's like it's kind of cool. I'm sure you guys know this one. How about this song? How about this song? Come on, you know this one. Sean, I don't really have all of the songs available to play here, so I can't. See, Regina, this is what I saw. What you posted. It's gonna show. So I didn't know that that was a. I had to look on my phone to see it. It's different. The software that I use to stream doesn't recognize it, so it was a little off. So I apologize. I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. I am. I got to the gym today, got my pump on, feeling pretty good about that. Every Tuesday, I like to talk wrestling. I normally come on about 15 minutes from now, and I do a simulcast both here on YouTube and on TikTok. Today, I jumped on here a little bit earlier because I was just wanted to try out the software, and so far it works pretty good. I mean, what do you guys think? Do I look okay? Do I sound okay? Papa, can you hear me? Some of you think, wow, what a weirdo. Anyway, I might be a little weird. Don't judge. All, three of you who are watching right now. Oh, there's 13. There's 13 of you. Well, I hope you're all having a great Tuesday if it's still Tuesday where you come from. And if it's not Tuesday anymore, I hope you're having a great Wednesday. And if it's not quite Tuesday, I hope you have a great Tuesday when it comes. We do live streams on Tuesdays. Tengo Club Bell. Wow. I'll just have to see what that shows up on in the chat, Regina. As soon as it shows up on the chat. If it shows up on the chat. Yeah, but I'm having a good Tuesday. Like I said, I got to go to the gym. Did my back and chest today, so my arms are a little tired, but it's all good. I'm waiting for it to pop up. Okay, now I'm seeing the faces again. Are those cats, Regina? Are those una gatos? Los gatos? No, I guess it would be uno gatos. Unos? Las gatos. Yeah. So, anyways, now there's 8 of you. Well, you gotta try something new, right? You gotta just try something different every now and then. Um, get out of your comfort zone. Right now, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. All right. Well, hey, what happens? Whatever happens, happens. Anyways, my name is Jay Cal. Each and every Tuesday, I come to you to talk pro wrestling. So that's what I'm here to do. Last night, who is the next GM for NXT tonight? That's a great question. I don't have an answer for you. I think the safe bet would be William Regal. He's done the job before. They used him to announce War Games. It seems like he'd be the easy solution. He's already involved with the backstage of the WWE. I figure he would be just as good as anybody to be that GM. And in the meantime, until they actually have a genuine GM, like Shawn Michaels could fit the bill too. It's not like he's unable to talk. Shawn Michaels is one of the better promo guys in the business. And if he's just putting over talent that's on the program that he makes, I see no reason that Shawn Michaels couldn't be that person. But you never know. I don't expect it to be somebody like Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis. Maybe Steve Corino. Steve Corino is there. Anyways, or Shawn Michaels. You see, yeah, we're on the same page. You said Shawn Michaels too. Yeah. But yeah, Regina with the I see this is what shows up on my screen, Regina. So I don't I don't know what that is. I'm sorry that I'm kind of a lame. I don't know what that is. But I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. That's the one thing we can all agree on is that I hope you're all having a good Tuesday. Like I said, my name is Jay Cal. My podcast is the Alliance blog. We do pro wrestling talk on Tuesdays. We talk about the NWA. We talk about all wrestling platforms. And I'm just casually waiting for people to get back to me. Or Triple H. See, I don't think it's gonna be Triple H, Sean. For the, I mean, that guy's so busy with everything else. I don't think he has time to be an on-air GM. I mean, that's why he's not really the on-air guy for Raw or SmackDown. He's doing stuff behind the scenes, sitting in Gorilla, and then when not in Gorilla, coming up with storylines and stuff. WWE JR. You just made the list. I don't have a list today. I don't have a list today. We're going to be talking to Soto in about 10 minutes on TikTok. You guys will still hear me, but we'll be over on TikTok. So, hope you're all doing well. All is well. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. Tonight, the NWA, we're going to have a tag team title match between the Immortals taking on the Hardway. That's Hardway is Dalton McKenzie and Jack Vaughn. Jack Vaughn is really starting to grow his brand out on the internet as he's gone viral multiple times, and that should be a fun match. I'm excited for that one. They had a decent showing at the Crockett Cup as part of the wild card tournament. They did not advance, but they looked really good. And Dalton McKenzie, I feel like Dalton McKenzie is very underrated, and I'm waiting to see what's next for him. Sean, that's not a bad choice with the Road Dog Jesse James. He might actually be a pretty solid choice for that. But again, I feel like if you're going to do it, someone who's already at the Performance Center, who's regularly at the Performance Center, William Regal's there, Shawn Michaels again, he's there, and then like maybe even like Steve Corino. He's a former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. The two GMs for Raw and SmackDown are former NWA World Heavyweight Champions, so it would kind of be fitting if that's the prerequisite. I mean, you also got Abyss there, so maybe Prince Justice, as he was known in his time before. All right, excuse me for 1 second. What's up, chat? It's Wrestle Jay with the chat. I love it, Double D. You just came up with a new name. It's Wrestle Jay. Don't get it twisted. We're also going to be on TikTok in just a few minutes with Soto619. We'll probably be talking a little bit about what's been going on with the WWE as of late. Now, you won't be able to hear that on this side of the channel. You'll have to be on TikTok for that. But if you don't want to be on TikTok, you can always just listen to this end of the conversation. I don't know if that will work for you, but that's all I can do. Hey, lady, you want to be on camera?
Sure.
It's my wife.
The dream come true.
That's your. What did you say?
My dream come true.
Everybody's a wise guy today, huh? Sorry, guys, I'm doing a little bit of business here while we're waiting. Now we're going to head over here and do this, do that, open up that, do that. Yeah, we're about to go live.
I'm leaving to pick up the kids.
Okay, love you, bye. Or not. She said no dice, bucko. Let's see. What's up, RJ? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're all doing well. What's going on, Dennis? We're just waiting momentarily. Our pal Soto619 will be here soon, hopefully. What's up, Beardo? Tommy, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a great day. Again, my name is Jay Cal. This is the Alliance blog. We'll be joined by Soto619 momentarily. We are streaming across the platform of pro wrestling. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're everywhere. We used to be on Kick. I don't know why I'm not on Kick anymore, but I got to figure out what happened there. But yeah, we every Tuesday we talk pro wrestling. So what do you want to talk about? Double D, what do you want to talk about? Double D, what do you think of the camera? Does it look all right? Are you still in the chat? What's up, chat? I'm using a different setup, so I want to know what people think. Turn on a little bit more light. Turn this light down a little bit. We're just waiting for Soto to come on. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it on the other platforms, on YouTube and on TikTok, maybe not, but on right here on, or not TikTok, Twitch. On TikTok, you guys will be able to hear it for sure. But yeah, just trying something different, you know? Hey, Landon, what's going on? Oh, there's nobody in the chat. All right. Well, I guess I was a little too boring for everybody, but we'll see. Maybe you guys will come back in a bit. What's up, South Wells? Craig, what's going on? Hey, Mia, what's going on? And Renee and Brandon Davey, what's going on, everybody? Brandon Davey, you son of a crap. Oh, crap. What's wrong, Mia? Jork? Thanks for liking the live, guys. My name is Jay Cal. Every Tuesday, we come on here to TikTok to talk a little pro wrestling. We'll be joined by a good friend of the show, Soto619. Oh, sorry, Mia. Try it again later. Sorry. Thanks for liking the live, Mia. Thanks for all the hearts. Do you think the Masked Man is Theory that's helping Seth? I don't think the Masked Man is Theory. I think it's somebody else. When are you returning, man? We miss you, Jord. You son of a gun. I am not Kevin Owens. My name is Jay Cow. Thanks for the heart, Mia. I think that came up. Thanks for that. But Jordan, no, I'm not Kevin Owens. I'm Jay Cow. I'm not Kevin Owens. I'm J Cal. That's all I got though. What's up, chat? Well, Adam Pearce is kind of a douche anyway, so I don't feel bad for him at all. No love lost for him. I don't feel bad at all. What do you guys think? So that's a great question. You guys, who do I think the masked man is? And I'm sure we'll talk about that later with Soto. But who do you think that masked man was? Was it Seth Rollins? I mean, that seems like the. Whoa! I got hit with a restriction. What did I do to make you feel uncomfortable, guys? Wow. Okay. We're okay. Oh man, I guess I hurt somebody's feelings. Uh, Mark Henry. Okay, okay, it's a decent choice. They need to. Oh, because I was talking about Pierce. Yeah, I guess it's because I said that about Pierce. Thanks for the heart meet, Jose. Appreciate you. Logan Paul. Logan Paul makes a lot of sense to me. They were the way that they filmed all of his segments leading up to the Royal Rumble. It would make sense. Now, it only makes sense if the plan is to make Braun a babyface, though, because if Braun's a heel and Logan Paul's a heel, why would he turn on him? He's not going to win Paul E's admiration. Braun is Paul's guy, so I don't think that's what's going to be it. But yeah, I like Logan is an interesting option. I'm positive it wasn't Adam Pearce. I just don't think it was Adam Pearce. The other suggestion that I thought recently that no one has said, or at least I don't think anyone said, was LA Knight. Because the person definitely had facial hair. I think it could have been LA Knight. He's the one that has the most to gain from causing chaos for the Vision. Remember, the Vision put him on the table for a while. They took him out of action for a while. So we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. I think you're right about Knight because he also came out on Raw. Yeah. Well, and like look, the reveal didn't reveal a whole lot, right? Because if it's LA Knight and he did the attack, they didn't really we haven't seen the masked man come back. Is it Seth Rollins? There was rumors that Seth Rollins was going to be at the Rumble. In fact, even on he was on a show where they said welcome back, and he kind of didn't deny it. So it could be Seth, it could be LA Knight. I mean, it could be Logan Paul. It really could be anybody. It could be Austin Theory. But storyline wise, which one makes the most sense? Seth or LA Knight, right? Because Seth Rollins was betrayed by the Vision, and LA Knight was the one that got taken out by the Vision. So, I mean, either one of those I think makes a lot of sense to me, but I'm curious, what do you guys think? All one of you. But we'll see. You never know. Sorry. El Grande looks like he can win the WWE. Which El Grande, Brandon? Because there was like four of them. There was like the El Original, the current El Grande Americano, and the two other goofs dressed up in the mask. El Chad Gable. Who's Chad Gable? What's a Chad Gable? I don't know what you're talking about. It can't be Dean Ambrose, Sean. And the reason why it can't be Dean Ambrose is because Dean Ambrose is a first and foremost, Dean Ambrose is under contract as John Moxley with AEW. He's not able to jump over to the WWE. There's no way that's the case. Jake Paul is interesting. I could see Jake Paul being the guy, but isn't his jaw wired shut right now? So I don't know who it is, honestly. And I don't think anyone really does know who it honestly is, but it could be a lot of people. Jacob, you want me to pant like a dog? That's a little peculiar. That's a little weird. Hey, everybody, it's our good friend Soto. Did you just have this playing the whole time? I think you know what I mean. At least it wasn't Benoit's theme. You don't have to. You know that, right? You don't have to play that theme for me. And which situation is that, sir? Oh, did you have to get that close to read the shirt? It's got it. Brandon Davey said it's shake and bake time. Dang. What? Why don't you want to say their name? What is their name kind of explicit? And Jake Hal's a goofball. Is that what it is? Tell that guy to go kick rocks. I called Adam Pearce a name, and I guess that was considered bullying. They said it was only supposed to be for 10 minutes, so maybe it'll go away. Oh, you're a real one for coming through, though. You want me to drop? You want me to drop off and go back on? Yeah, man. I don't. Yeah, I know that I changed it when I was doing the recap for the NWA, which still hasn't been published yet. But I don't. I can't fix it while we're live, so it just kind of is what it is. I mean, it's everything's locked up, and I can't get to the settings while we're live right now. If it wasn't locked up, I could, but you wouldn't like to call me tiny. It does. I told you he wasn't going to be there. I told you this. Kevin, your number one source for news and information for Kevin Owens, the Alliance blog. What sense does that make? No, when it comes to, first of all, the Rumble, what were your overall thoughts of it? I mean, you watched it live. You were here on TikTok watching it live. You and Snug in the palatial estate down there in Chula Vista, California, where all signs point to WrestleMania and the Rey Mysterio statue that hovers above your broadcasting studio with its. Is it a painting now? But it's Dominic and Ray touching. That's they're about to. They don't actually touch. You don't. Oh, is that some foreshadowing to next year's WrestleMania in Riyadh? Maybe this year's WrestleMania. No, it'll probably happen in Vegas. Well, he just got hurt again, right? So who knows? Hey, honeydew. Didn't Ray just get hurt again? Maybe I missaw. I thought he got hurt. Well, good. I go ahead. Yeah, that was a really good back and forth. That's a kind of promo that sells tickets. That was good. I mean, what more can you say? Like you had on the flip side, you had CM Punk not acknowledging his tribal chief. You had tribal chief not acknowledging the best in the world. And in the meantime, you've got CM Punk spending more time talking about Finn Balor and Drew than he was about the tribal chief. So it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Roman's is right there in the ring. Roman Reigns, the guy who held the World Heavyweight Championship, not the world, the Undisputed Championship for some 1,400 days, is right there. And we're talking about Drew, and we're talking about Finn. I mean, I think the real threat was right there in front of you, sir. And I don't know if Honeydew's still in the chat, but I'm like, man, why they talk about her man like that? Why are they going after him like that? No, I don't think that's so. What the WWE needs is parity, right? And they need both championships to look strong, right? And Honeydew, don't throw anything at me, but when Cody was the undisputed world champion, he brought a lot of notoriety to the title, and I think in this main event in Vegas, you're going to want to have a very notable champion, and I think CM Punk is unfortunately the bigger name between him and Drew. But I feel like they're going to go on the flip side of that too, and I feel like the undisputed title, the unified championship, I feel like they're going to go like a triple threat with Jacob Fatu, Cody, and Drew, and that main event, which might even bring more attention because you'll still have Cody in that main event. You've got a lot of Drew fans who'll be excited to see Drew defending the title, and then you throw in the wild card Jacob Fatu. I think that's going to do a lot to get some peepers on the product for sure. Hmm. These are all great questions that I don't know that I have the right answers for you because, well, okay, so if we're just talking about Drew, right, and the undisputed championship, what is the match for what is the match for Elimination Chamber, right? Because that's where he should probably defend the title next. I feel like if he's defending the title, who is it against? Is it against Jacob or is it against Cody? Do they do a number one contenders match between those two to face Drew at Elimination Chamber, or do we get a new opponent altogether? So whoever wins the Chamber would go on to face the winner at Chamber for the title. And then Honeydew just said Randy, Cody, and Jacob. I feel like they're gonna. I feel like there's a way to tell the story where it spills out to be more than just a one-on-one match for WrestleMania. I feel like they're gonna weave that story because I think the more you can include some bigger names, the bigger it's going to feel. Like I prefer my title matches one on one, right? Like I want to see one guy versus another guy. But with Jacob Fatu, he's hot. You want to kind of capitalize on his popularity right now. Plus, like he's put in the work. Look at that guy; he looks great. I don't think you need to take the title off of Drew. I feel like he should have some time to get a decent run with his belt and see what he could do as your top guy on SmackDown. Huddy Do said people are tired of Cody, and that might be true, but I also feel like, the true test of what Cody's value is like Roman doesn't need to be champion to be over. Does Cody need to be champion to be over? Can he get over without the title? So I feel like there's a lot of elements to it. And then, of course, you got Randy, right? Randy Orton. That guy is chasing number 15. So there's a lot of elements at play here, and I feel like there's a lot of things that could happen in a positive direction for the WWE. I guess the best thing to say is that since there's no like automatic pick, I think that's best for the fans because it keeps us on our toes and keeps us kind of more tuned into what they're going to do next. I mean, look, there's enough meat on the bone, right, to tell a very good story with Cody and Randy leading up to it. But like Honeydew said, she said, "I want more heels," and Cody would be more interesting as a heel. It to me as a just thinking from the business standpoint of it, Cody still sells a shit ton of merchandise, and if you take those T-shirt sales away from the WWE, how much does that affect TKO's merchandise? How much does that affect the bottom dollar? But if you can maybe make Randy the baby face, Randy's way over with the audience too. And if you do have a heel Cody with a baby face Randy, I think that could be interesting. And then it comes out that Cody was the one that assaulted Jacob Fatu, and that maybe that leads to backlash or something like that. Sean Mega says Randy doesn't sell merchandise. That's probably true. So then, Sean, my question to you then who is the guy that does sell merchandise that does deserve to get that Cody spot? Because like you don't churn Cody for the sake of churning Cody. You churn Cody to get somebody else over. Is that Jacob Fatu? Is it Randy? I mean, Randy really doesn't need to get over, but he's never been the merch seller Cody was. Honeydew says, I have all of Drew's merch. That makes sense. That tracks. It's so crazy because there's so many good talents showing up to both SmackDown and Raw right now. We got Obafemi, who's still technically a free agent. They just signed Royce Keys, who again they're treating him like he's a legitimate threat. Until until Brock Lesnar is officially retired, he's still around. You still have so much good talent, and it's like, where does everybody fit in? And I feel like, especially so, like on the SmackDown side, we have Roman coming over to Raw to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. What's to say that we don't have Gunther go to the SmackDown side to challenge for that championship, challenge Drew? Maybe Gunther goes into the Elimination Chamber looking for a shot at Drew. No, no, no. I think the problem with that gimmick, and it's because like he can't retire everybody, right? Like he can't. Like the next person that might retire or would be on the block soon could be somebody like CM Punk. But even then, I don't think Punk is ready to retire either. And then, like I've heard people say Jericho, but Jericho's not even on the show yet. Let's not fantasy book him until he debuts. Who's the next guy he retires? The rumor is it's Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But I feel like in order for that to be interesting, you need to have a title on the line. Well, because look at Brock Lesnar. Like, he literally came back just a few months ago, right? Like, he hasn't been consistently on the show. And then, he came back for the Rumble. I'm sure he'll be at WrestleMania. And then what? What do we do with him at that point? I feel like he needs to. If you put a title on the line, then I think people are like, oh shit, if it's Brock, let's say Brock beats Drew to win the title at Elimination Chamber. Maybe that's where they go. And then you have Gunther versus Brock at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam. I don't know. There's a lot of things. See, and then Honey said Drew versus Brock at Mania. I mean, there's one guy that could beat Drew that doesn't hurt his credibility if he loses to him, and that's Brock Lesnar, for sure. And it was made by Honeydew. Honeydew said, so Drew can get his true Mania moment. Yeah, I feel like guys need to get that payoff, right? They need to, and I don't mean the actual cash payoff. I mean, like, they should get that payoff at WrestleMania. I think they should get that opportunity to showcase themselves, right? And like, we heard CM Punk, that's part of the reason why he came back, is so that he could have that WrestleMania moment. And I feel like, he'll get his this year because he's going to be in the ring against Roman Reigns, whether he wins or loses or whatever. He's going to have that genuine main event moment that he deserved. So when now you look at on the flip side, and how do we get to Drew? What do we do with the undisputed title? I mean, there's so many different options to get there, right? We can weave so many different stories into this, but I think ultimately, I kind of would like to see Drew get that WrestleMania moment, But how do we get there, and how do we keep it like interesting? Yeah. That would be interesting. Regular Joe just said Rollins and Breaker. I mean, which again, if Seth is the guy behind the mask, then that would make a lot of sense. If he were to do that, well, you keep the belt on Punk. Roman doesn't look weak, and Punk has his WrestleMania moment, and you have a huge main event for SummerSlam. So that is not a bad way to go either. Again, Roman doesn't need to be the champion to be over. Seth kind of does. Honeydew said it was Pierce that stomped out Breaker. I don't know, Honeydew. I don't know. A lot of people are saying that. I thought it was LA Knight. Think about it. Who was it? Jake Paul. Isn't that guy got his jaw wired shut still? Go Cat says it's Kevin Owens is the masked man. He wasn't thick enough. He wasn't thick. Thick. That's what or Joe says it's almost. Yeah. Why not? We'll go with that. It was Chad Gable. Everybody knows it was Chad Gable behind the mask. That dude. Whew. Look, that guy obviously was in the gym just killing it on his recovery. He looks fantastic. And I hate to say it, I like Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande, and I would hope he keeps the gimmick. I really do. I get Ludwig Kaiser's his own man, but he has adopted this gimmick so well that he really has earned that part, and I hope it's more of a success and gets continued to push successfully. Gable, though, shit, man. Gable looks so good. Joe said he was off the or definitely on a cycle. Maybe, but man, I would want to see Gable be Gable. What the fuck you say? Joe actually was just saying that in the comments. He goes, "We're getting a mask versus mask where they both lose the mask." I I still think there's so I always try to look at this as a business, right? Not just what the fans want, not just what the show would make the most sense, but to me, it's like, how do we make dollars here? I own my own business. I'm always thinking about how do we make more money in my business. Thank you for the heart me, Wrestle Rant. And I feel like that Grande Americano with Ludwig Kaiser still has miles of business to happen. They can sell masks, they can sell merchandise. It's over in Mexico. And I mean, you and I saw those lucha masks like right after Kaiser put the mask on, right? Like we literally saw the bootleg mask at the mask vendors in TJ. I just feel like there's too much money to be made here to put an end to it now. So if they take the mask off of Gable and it's Kaiser, I think it still makes a lot of money for Mexico. If they both lose the mask, I don't see why anyone would be interested in buying that mask now. I was gonna buy it for you. Yeah, I was gonna buy one for you. Like look, I love the gimmick, but I I got my mask. I like my mask. I got good masks. Thanks for sharing the lives, everyone. Thanks for the likes too. Snug. Oh, ring rat. It is funny. Well, and that's just it too. It's like, okay, so we're kind of smarks, right? We're a little bit smarting up to what's going on, but at the end of the day, we still love the business. We still love talking about wrestling. But think about all the kids that are out there that are buying the masks, and think about all the diehard fans who just like, dude, we've been down in TJ where guys look like La Parka. Like I literally took a photo of La Parka and sent it to a friend and go, "Hey, La Parka's here," because they get into it, and there's not just one guy wearing a mask. There's guys throughout the arena wearing masks, and I saw like El Fantasmo, of course, Blue Demon. Thank you for the heartbeat, Ben. We see, Psicosis. I've seen Ultimo Dragon, Rey Mysterio, Santo. I mean, especially with Lucha Libre. Come on, man. I think the WWE is very naive when it comes to Lucha Libre. The Undertaker's kind of running the show in AAA right now. I feel like that's awesome, but they need to keep some of that. What makes Lucha Libre, and I think having a masked hero to root for, I feel like is good. And when you can put Ludwig Kaiser on, WWE cards or AAA cards or NXT cards, I think it's still going to do good business. And I think Chad deserves that push as Chad Gable. I think look, he was doing some good business before he put on the mask. And like the whole thing of Dominic is like, hey, I know a guy, and then all of a sudden he comes out as a masked wrestler. I mean, it worked for the time being, but now I feel like, for him, that part of the storyline is over, and now it's time to put him into a big, you know, put him in an IC title run. I know you want to keep the belt on Dom forever, but give him a good run with the IC title. Have him build up to be a potential challenger for the World Heavyweight Champion down the road. I think so. I think you can call him Fred now. You've interviewed him as many times as I've have. Uh, there's so many dream matches. I feel that AJ can have TNA and the AAA. I know it, and it's easy because these are still WWE properties. Like TNA is its own entity, but there's definitely a heavy WWE influence. And I don't think when does AJ's contract genuinely expire? Because if he's still getting okay, him with a short run in AAA and him with a short run in TNA would be good for business for both of them. And with Pro Wrestling Noah, there's a lot of business to be had there too. A lot of New Japan talent has joined the Pro Wrestling Noah roster, and Pro Wrestling Noah has connection to AAA and to the WWE. They're not like an actual connection, but they've been working together for quite some time. I mean, almost spent some time in Pro Wrestling Noah, Daga and El Gran. What's his name? It doesn't matter. One of the luchadors we see at the Crash, who works for AAA, has spent a lot of time in Pro Wrestling Noah as well. It makes sense to me. Have have AJ go to Pro Wrestling Noah, have a retirement match there, have a retirement match in AAA, have a retirement match in TNA, and have matches leading up to it to kind of build up. Put him on the contract for 2 or 3 more months. He could still retire before 50 and still hit all those dates. Well, so once he started pulling off the gloves, I think a lot of people were like, okay, that's it. But then he stopped and put them back on, meaning like he still has more work to be done. And regular Joe says everyone is blatantly ignoring that he's probably has an injury. Maybe. Okay. Maybe I misunderstood you, Joe. I think he's saying he has more time on the contract because of injury. But yeah, okay, yeah, no injury time on contract. So that means maybe he has a few more dates left in him, which again, that just lines up with what I'm thinking is going to happen. That he will have more dates on his WWE contract that'll be used to TNA, used to AAA. Like imagine the Reyes de Rey pay per view for AAA is coming up soon, and I would imagine maybe AJ makes an appearance there, or again putting him on TNA Wrestling. AMC desperately wants a superstar, and putting him on TNA Wrestling could certainly bring more attention to that. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think again, nobody wants to see AJ retire. Really, I don't. I have not heard one person say let the dude go, and I hear a lot of people like, oh, he should go to AEW, which would still be pretty cool to see. But like, if his point is that he wants to retire from wrestling, is Tony Khan going to give him more money than what the WWE would be willing to pay him? Like his whole thing is that he wanted to retire. So like, why would he go to AEW if he wanted to retire? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. And I know Ben said I'm praying for it, and Joe says yeah, without a thought. But like at the end of the day, too, like guy's been doing this at a high level for a long time. How much longer does he really want to do it? And and, and if he does go to AEW, I mean, there's still banger matches to have, and there's still money to be made. Of course, I'm not saying none of that's not true, but I'm saying if the man said he wanted to retire, like why be so adamant about retirement? Why not just say, well, when my contract runs out, we'll explore opportunities, see what options are available. The word that he used is retirement, and that's not a word that wrestlers use very frequent. That's rare. Or Terry Funk. Woo. All right, what's next? Well, how about last night during Raw when we saw Ms. Raquel, who I was so disappointed that they didn't give her that title run. I thought for sure, I thought Stephanie Vaquer was going to go down last night, and I thought we were going to see a new women's world champion, which to me would perfectly set up for WrestleMania with Raquel and Liv. But Stephanie retained, and I think that shocked me. I don't know who else was shocked by it. What did you think? You're sitting there watching it live. What did you think about it? Backlash. I love the comparisons to her and Diesel, which would make Liv Shawn Michaels, the HBK. I feel like that is such a good visual. When you think of Big Daddy Cool and the Heartbreak Kid, and then you've got like a modern equivalent in Liv and in Raquel. I like it works. It works for me. And I think Raquel is so legit, man. Like, I wasn't sold on her a year ago, but the more I've watched her in the last year, the more I see her, and I'm like, yeah, she's got it, man. And she's not. Look, she's not Rhea Ripley. She's not Rhea Ripley. She's not Stephanie Vaquer, but she's certainly somebody who they can push and they can build a star with her. And I feel like she's really close to being that. She could be like, look, Diesel was the heel with Shawn, and then when him and Shawn split ways, Diesel became a super baby face. And I could see Raquel being that super baby face, and then maybe down the road that leads up to a match with her and Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill, where you have these women who are above average in size and strength. And I don't know, man. I think I think there's money to be made with Raquel. And as a regular Joe called her, Big Mommy Cool. Chris Shoemaker said they're just running Shawn versus Diesel story with these two. Raquel looks better in the ring, but Raquel really isn't that big. She's not big when you put her next to Jade Cargill or Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley, but she is so much bigger than most of the women roster. When you put her next to Kari Sane or Io Sky or Liv Morgan or Roxanne Perez, like she towers over them. 5'8"? It really? Joe, I think she's taller than 5'8". All right, moving on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I gotta be honest. I haven't really like looked at the card, but you know, what I like is general is that they do have solid lucha talent at these events. The name is Baja Lucha Libre All Stars or Baja. Wait, I just I botched that all, didn't I? Baja Stars USA, but they literally use talent straight direct from TJ, which I feel like is super cool. Um, is Ultimo Maldito going to be on this card? The brothers won't be there. Do they recognize you every time you see them? Like they know who you are? You guys are tight like that? Okay, I'm looking at it now. We've got Rey Horas will be on the card. We've got Extreme Tiger. He's going to be on the card. It looks like El Hijo de Rey Mysterio. Uh, and you said Ninja Mac too, right? So Rey Horas is probably my favorite guy that they're using on this card. We've got to see Rey Horas everywhere from lucha shows in Mexico, whether it be the AAA or the Crash. I've seen him working with Game Changer Wrestling. I've seen him work Masked Republic shows, and he's easily one of my favorite guys out there right now. And then Ninja Mac also is a guy that I feel like a lot of people aren't aware of in the indies, but he's wrestled dates with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's pretty awesome. We'll talk about that offline. Yeah, man, he didn't touch me. He knew better. Dude, I got your back. I got your back. un, un momento, senor, por favor. I was stomped on. Did you not see the part where they were stomping on me? What was I supposed to do? Yeah, but they how long did it take your finger to heal from that? It's messed up forever. No, like I did sports in high school, and we're talking that's like 30 years ago at this point. Damn. Let's wait for you to say it. I Wiccan asked a different question, and I want to talk about that before we have to go. But what did you think about when Vakingo was laying those kicks in on El Grande Americano in the neck, or actually he was like stepping on him, right? And he was on his neck, and he told the referee, and then Vakingo kicked him right in the neck square after that. Was that just a heel being a heel, or do you think there's some animosity between the two, or what do you think about that? Yeah, really. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's interesting. Ask him if he likes the gimmick of El Grande Americano. What if he thought it was Chad Gable? He's like, fuck this guy. I'm going to fuck him up. I so okay. When it comes to lucha libre, and you and I think have a pretty solid understanding of lucha libre. A lot of time the gimmick is thrusted upon you when you start with a promotion. The person who not everybody who's been psychosis is related to psychosis. Not everyone who's been a Mysterio. It's got some masquerade mask. Thank you for that. No, that wasn't Ben. That was Mr. no, Mr. Undercover. Well, thank you for that. That was awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you. Um, now Ben's lighting me up. Ben also is lighting me up. Thank you for the gifts, Ben. I appreciate you. Um, getting back to my thought, we know that a lot of the gimmicks, a lot of the masks aren't necessarily, uh, you don't usually pick them. Sometimes they're just put upon you. You know, is it disrespectful for Ludwig Kaiser to go to Mexico under a hood, under a mask? Is that considered disrespectful? I mean, do you think it is? Yeah, doesn't Lud- maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. He's like this fucking gringo comes over here and starts stealing our women, and maybe he had a thing for her. Bing bong. Hey, I mean, look, what was that? I heard it. It was pretty cool on this end. I didn't see it though. Uh, Honeydew said makes sense. Um, According to some in the back, Vikingo said it's lucha and you got to get yours in when you can. Damn, that's pretty cold blooded. That's pretty cold blooded. It's the interesting thing about Vikingo is he's appeared for AEW and for WWE because he was part of that when AEW and AAA had that working agreement before they reached an agreement with CMLL. Who else do we know that is mostly WWE contract? Because probably Pagano too, right? No, hmm. Probably La Parca as well. Yeah. A Wiccan says, "Do you think that the WWE got into his ear afterwards?" I'm sure he got told something. Vikingo. I I'm sure they had someone had to get into his ear because like there's no way you're gonna let right now. Again, we're talking about money to be made with El Grande Americano. I don't think that story is going to come to conclusion anytime soon. And you don't want one of your top guys to go down by any stretch of the imagination for any reason. So I'm sure somebody in the back had to say something. I'm sure Taker was like, "Hey, don't lay it in so hard, brother. Hey, ring ring, it's a work, brother." Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, it's probably because I was there and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to speak to this guy." And I'm all over there like, "Lo siento, no habla español. Un pequeño español. Lo siento. No entiendo. No más rápido, por favor." Because all I do is get tacos and go to lucha shows. I never had Chinese food in Mexico before. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Wow, thank you. And a heart me. Wow. Yeah, it was. Mortis, sí, Simón. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that one. Now let me ask you another dumb question. Because you're closer to Baja Stars than I am. What's this deal with they're promoting like these other lucha companies down in San Diego? Wrestling with Unicorns and Lucha Libre All Stars on their Facebook page. Uh, Look at the screen. Yeah, Wrestling with Unicorns. Like they're talking. I like I've seen it, but I'm not really sure. Like they said, like a wrestling alliance in San Diego, but they didn't really explain what's going on. Here it is. La Alencia en San Diego somos lucha libre y más. 2026. All right. Well, here it is. Late breaking news. This just handed to me. Oh shit. I got the whale. I got the whale. Thank Thanks again, Mr. Undercover. Appreciate you. All right, let's go. No, yo no sé. Randu. No, yo no sé. Cinco? Maybe. As I look, I I don't think those are original ones. I'll tell you the guys that I do know. I know El Hijo de Rey Mysterio and Extreme Tiger. Extreme Tiger used to be like a huge name in SoCal. He used to wrestle a lot north of the border as well, and his name was the same, like tossed around the same way as nice as like Super Dragon. Did you ever hear Super Dragon? He he was one of the top guys in Southern California. He's the owner of PWG, but before he got hurt, he was one of the top like independent names in the country. I know TJ Boy. I know Mortis. I'm not super familiar with Crazy Frank. Um, Ninja Mac. I'm very familiar with Ray Horas. I know. I'm not. I don't know Ariel Van Gogh. Oh, it does say Ultimo Bandito and Angel Divino will be there. Yeah, then Luche and Relevos. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong poster, but it's not focusing. But you get what I'm saying. Okay. Well, if they're not there, that's a shame. But they're awesome. I love those guys. Wiccan says extreme. Wiccan just said Extreme Tiger wasn't he in TNA or was that another luchador? No, that he was in TNA. It was a short time. I think it was during the X Division Cup. Oh, geez. Did did you see that? It was a star map. Oh wow! Thanks again, Mister Unknown. No, Mister Undercover gave me a hat and a mustache. Do you want me to? Yeah. I, yeah. I haven't even looked yet. Thanks again, Mister Undercover. Like yesterday was real busy. Like work's been kind of busy as of late. which is good. It's really good. But I'm not complaining. Yeah. Did you see how proud CM Punk was of that promo? I didn't see him be proud of it, but man, I felt that that was such a great build to their match. So that's their first interaction since the Rumble. Obviously, we're going to get a couple more weeks of this before we get to WrestleMania. And of course, I think we'll see them in the ring as a tag team or something like that at the end. But yeah, that's the kind of fire that is going to sell tickets. You know, that's going to make people want to be at WrestleMania, want to go order the ESPN app. And Soto won't be able to be broadcasting live because I think he'll be in Las Vegas for the Mania. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, maybe. We'll see. What weekend is that? That's April what? Oh, I might be out of the country by then. I'm going to Canada. I'm doing some investigating journalism, my friend. I'm just happy it's not Chris Benoit's theme music. No, don't fix it. Don't fix it. Don't. Please don't. You really don't have to, though. That's better. Yeah. Best friends. Let's see, real quick. I missed a lot of stuff on YouTube, so let me get to it real quick. New Japan is going through a rebuilding phase, and I'm okay with it. I'm not panicking. That's Chris Dog. I've wondered what the story about NWA not sanctioning the last match in the Sevens and Levels of Hate. Patrick, we'll talk about that in like 5 minutes. Spill your tea. Besides CMLL and AAA, what Lucha Libre is out there? There's a lot of lucha companies in Mexico, but the one that Soto and I go to a lot is the Crash. That's a real popular one. There's also Lucha Libre. Honeydew said, just get a nice hotel and watch the event there. Big Chris Dog says, Extreme Tiger is also a former ex-champion. I guess I forgot about that. And then Double D, we'll talk about Canada in the next hour as we are getting ready to wrap up over here. I want to say thanks to everyone who is watching us on TikTok on Twitch and on YouTube. We'll see you guys in just a few